Why are they doing this? Hey guys, Britt here. Welcome to End Times Bible Prophecy. What am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about brain-computer interfaces and payment systems. And really, brain-computer interfaces at all. It goes far beyond the stated reason of restoring sight to the blind or restoring movement to the paralyzed that we hear about in these news stories about these brain-computer interface companies like Neuralink. But what we're seeing has profound implications for Bible prophecy. So let's start with this right here. This is from Finance Magnates. It says, banking on Musk, X money begins limited beta tests. So this is the company formerly known as Twitter, now known as X, is going to become an all-purpose app, according to Elon Musk, including a payment app. And we'll see why that is such a big deal in just a moment. So it says, Elon Musk has begun limited testing for X Money, his long-anticipated payments and banking platform. This marks a key step toward transforming X into a multifunctional app. And we're going to see just how multifunctional as we go through this video. The move brings quite a quiet but meaningful shift in the platform's direction as it prepares for a wider launch in 2025. Musk confirmed the beta testing in a response to a May 25 post by Tesla owners Silicon Valley, a fan account on X. They posted, breaking confirmed by Elon, X is launching X Money soon. Payments, banking, the everything app just got even bigger. And Musk responded, this will be a very limited access beta at first. When people's savings are involved, extreme care must be taken. It says the comment highlighted the cautious approach behind a rollout that could redefine how financial services are integrated into social platforms. Plans to integrate payments into the platform date back to October 2022, when Musk described his $44 billion acquisition of Twitter as an accelerant for building X, the Everything app. Since then, the platform has been rebranded as X and has moved steadily toward that vision. In 2023, CEO Linda Yaccarino detailed ambitions for X to support multiple media formats, user interactivity, and banking services. And the direct quote she used was unlimited user interactivity. You'll see what that means as we go through this video. Early 2024 brought leaks hinting at the development of X Money, and as of May 2025, the company has secured 41 money transmitter licenses across the U.S., according to the nationwide multi-state licensing system. These are critical regulatory steps for launching a full-fledged financial platform. So Elon Musk wants to turn X into not just a financial platform, but the Everything app. And I want you to stop for a moment and bear with me. Think about what this means for someone who owns companies as diverse as X, formerly known as Twitter, Skylink, which encircles the globe with its satellites and provides connectivity wherever you are on the globe, and Neuralink, a brain-computer interface company with the stated goal of restoring sight to the blind, movement to the paralyzed. We talked in the past when FDA trials were announced at the time, and that's what Elon Musk said. And then he said, well, I'm going to get one too. So now we have the Everything app that connects to the bank, connects to your financial transactions, and companies that provide brain-computer chip interfaces coming together. And you may say, Britt, you're really taking a leap here. But remember, we talked about this back in February. Elon Musk isn't the only one doing this. So this is a tweet from high-ranking Emma. It says, Tether is developing a Neuralink rival, Brain OS. Brain OS aims to connect the human brain with computers, just like Neuralink. Tether invested $200 million in BlackRock Neurotech, helping paralyzed people control robots, type text, and fly drones with their minds. Mission: make innovation accessible to everyone, not just big corporations. What is Tether? Tether is the largest cryptocurrency in the world by trading volume. It has 70% market share and 400 million users globally. Why does a cryptocurrency company want to have invest in brain-computer interface companies? What is the end goal here? Well, the end goal is to be able to move things with your mind, whether it's robots or drones or typing text or making a financial transaction. And just last week, we had a video where we looked at this right here. So this is from Fox News. Researchers developed face e-tattoo to track mental workload in high-stress jobs. New wireless forehead e-tattoo measures EEG and EOG signals to monitor cognitive fatigue and performance. In other words, it can read your brain waves. And that's where this is going, reading your brain waves, connecting minds to computers, not just to take things out of minds and into computers, but also from computers into minds, and to be able to make financial transactions with this. Does all this sound familiar? It should. We read this in the book of Revelation. In Revelation chapter 13, verses 16 through 17, it says, He required everyone, small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to be given a mark on the right hand or on the forehead, and no one could buy or sell anything without that mark, which was either the name of the beast or the number representing his name. Guys, we see the infrastructure for this prophecy right here. We see it being put in place right in front of our eyes, right here, with whether it's Tether and Brain OS, or whether it's Elon Musk with Neuralink and X payment app, the everything app that X is going to be. And you may say, Britt, this is outlandish. This isn't what they're trying to do. Yes, it is. It goes even beyond this. Let's take a look at this article right here from The Guardian. This is actually from back in February, but it gives us insight into where all of this is headed. It's titled, Elon Musk put a chip in this paralyzed man's brain. Now he can move things with his mind. Should we be amazed or terrified? And here we have Nolan Arbaugh, the first human recipient of Neuralink's brain chip. So he was paralyzed when he was 22 years old in a swimming accident. And now this promises to be able to restore the movement of his limbs. And that would be fantastic. That's wonderful. There's nothing wrong with using technology to restore the abilities, the functions that God intended, that he designed into us. Where we should be drawing the line is changing God's design and adding new abilities that we were never meant to have. And we'll see as we read this, that's exactly where this is going. So, and we mentioned before that when the clinical trials for this were first announced, Elon Musk said, I'm going to get one too. And I said at that time, that should be the news story. Elon Musk isn't paralyzed. He's not blind. Why does he want to get one of these? And we find out why as we're reading through this article. So let's scroll down a bit through the story, and we can get some insight into where this comes from. So it says here, in his authorized biography of Elon Musk, Walter Isaacson describes how the billionaire first began thinking about implanting chips in brains in 2016 when he was traveling in a car with his chief of staff, Sam Teller, and became frustrated by how long it took him to type a message on his iPhone. Quote, "Imagine if I could think into the machine," Musk said. "Like a high-speed connection directly between your mind and your machine." Musk immediately asked Teller to find him a neuroscientist who could help him understand brain-computer interfaces. Neuralink, which is the company that he thus spawned as a result of that, is inspired by the Culture series of novels by Ian M. Banks, which Musk has singled out for praise. Banks describes a brain implant called a neural lace that is implanted in childhood and can read and store every thought and sensation a person experiences. Quote, "When I first read Banks, it struck me that this idea had a chance of protecting us on the artificial intelligence front," Musk told Isaacson. And this is key concept to grasp, guys, if you want to understand the world we're living in right now and what is coming. Quote, "Everything that you've ever experienced in your whole life, smell, emotions, all of those electrical signals," he told podcaster Lex Fridman in August, "if you trigger the right neuron, you could trigger a particular scent. You could certainly make things glow. You can think of the brain as a biological computer. As such, the brain could be harnessed or hacked. Musk hopes the enhanced human brain will be able to keep one step ahead of," notice the enhanced human brain. This is why Musk says, "I'm going to get one too." He hopes the enhanced human brain will be able to keep one step ahead of, or at least keep up with, computers. Quote, "If we can find good commercial uses to fund Neuralink, then in a few decades, we will get to our ultimate goal of protecting us against evil AI by tightly coupling the human world to our digital machinery," he told Isaacson. His first commercial target was augmenting people with quadriplegia. So the first commercial target is helping the paralyzed to be able to restore the movement of their limbs. But the ultimate goal, he says it right here, our ultimate goal is coupling the human world to our digital machinery. Transhumanism. This is why we've said over and over and over again, going back 20 plus years, AI is not a threat to humanity. Humanity will simply merge with AI. The threat, the concern that you should have is the evil of the human heart and what those enhanced humans will do to their fellow humans. That is the problem, and the rebellion they'll engage in against the Lord and Creator of this universe. So here we read it right here. The ultimate goal is transhumanism. So let's scroll down. There's a whole lot more interesting in this article where they're talking about what happens here. And we get to this section right here, and the journalist says, "It sounds like telekinesis, I say." And Nolan shrugs. Quote, "I called it telekinesis. You're moving something with your mind. But Elon Musk called it telepathy, because I'm communicating with a computer through my mind. Musk's goal is not to allow quadriplegics to move things. After all, it's for minds to have seamless interfaces with computers." So just what we said, the first commercial target is the quadriplegics. And that's great. If the paralyzed can walk again and the blind can see again, that's wonderful. But the ultimate goal is not to do that. The ultimate goal is to have seamless interfaces between the human mind and computers. That's what Elon Musk's goal is. And if that's not clear enough, we can scroll down here a little bit further and we read exactly that. It says, in August, Elon Musk said that hundreds of millions of people will have a Neuralink implant within the next 2 decades. So just like we would say, well, why is he saying he's going to get one? Are there hundreds of millions of paralyzed and blind people on the planet? I don't know the exact numbers, but since there's a little over 8 billion people on the planet, I'd say that's a very high percentage. So no, that's not what he's talking about. Quote, if it's extremely safe and you can have superhuman abilities, let's say you can upload your memories so you wouldn't lose memories, then I think probably a lot of people would choose it, he added. And guys, unfortunately, that's exactly what's going to happen. He's describing the transhumanist agenda. And that is what he is pursuing. And that's going to take us into direct conflict with the Lord and Creator of the universe. And I find it interesting in that aspect that when you end this story, it ends like this. The journalist says, or writes, as I pack up my things, Nolan tells me that he calls his chip Eve. He's always liked that name. Quote, Neuralink and I were on the eve of something great. So that works out perfect too. Also, Adam and Eve. God created Adam and then gave Adam a helper, who is Eve. I'm Adam in this scenario, and Eve is my helper. Together, they cursed humanity. Maybe I'll do the same with Eve. Nolan shoots me a bright grin. I don't think enough people enjoy that joke as much as I do. And again, he's trying to make a joke. I don't know if he understands how prescient he is in saying that. It's not going to curse humanity, these things, but what it will do is amplify a human race that's already been in rebellion since the Garden of Eden, since Adam and Eve. And guys, this has enormous, huge implications for Bible prophecy. We've talked about the Tower of Babel and what's involved in that. We're seeing the world move into the pre-Tower of Babel world where language barriers have been erased at this point. Google Meet came out with an interface where in real time you can talk to someone in a different language. They hear you in your own voice, your own cadence, everything in their native language. And you can converse back and forth with someone that does not speak your native language, does not share a language with you, a common language, in real time from the other side of the globe. That erases that barrier of language. What's needed next is global government, but we're seeing, and then we've got a pre-Tower of Babel world in place. And we're seeing all this infrastructure being put in place that sets the infrastructure for the Mark of the Beast system. Technologies that are the same as what we read about in Revelation 13 in terms of capability and function. Now, it's not the Mark of the Beast system yet. We're not in the tribulation. The Antichrist is not reigning over the earth. However, all of these things are being put in place at the exact same time we see all of the signs Jesus and the prophets said would indicate the nearness of his return. Jesus said, when you begin to see all these things, know that I am near. I'm right at the door. Your salvation draws near. Jesus is telling us he's coming soon. This is an indication of how near his return is. We should be sharing the good news. We should be filled with hope knowing Jesus is coming back. But we should also be filled with a sense of urgency to share the hope we have in Jesus Christ with a lost and dying world. We see this transhumanist agenda moving forward full speed ahead. There's nothing slowing it down. And it's leading to a direct conflict with God. This is the fulfillment of the Tower of Babel prophecy, in my opinion, we're seeing play out right in front of our eyes. And this ends at the Battle of Armageddon. It ends at the end of the tribulation. And Jesus will come and restore. He will come back and create his millennial kingdom here on earth and restore the earth to its pre-curse, pre-Garden of Eden days. So we read all about that in the book of Isaiah. So guys, wonderful things are coming, but in the meantime, in the interim here on earth, there's a lot still to come that Jesus called the worst days that the humanity has ever seen, unfortunately, lie ahead. So make sure you're doing everything you can to share the good news of Jesus Christ with as many people as possible. So let me know what you think. Leave your comments below. And God willing, I will see you on Wednesday.